What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at Russo Lifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. For the ASMR sip today, boys, and my 1% viewer girls, I got some V8. This is the old trick in the book to get your potassium in. So here's a sip. Thick with 2 C's. Today is a plug video for Elevate. Link in the description or in the pinned comment, but this is a plug video for Elevate, so you can click off now if you're not interested. Have hired a videographer again, so I'll be working with my friend Andrew off camera, and we are going to be pumping out content. So it's not like I just came on here for a quick grab, right? This has been something that has been on my mind, especially when people are comparing other clinics to my clinic, Elevate, and I wanted to go into it because I don't really care if you use Elevate or not. Obviously, I want you to check out Elevate, go through the process, get the free consultation, and, you know, shop around, weigh, you know, which clinic works for you best. It's just like this certain thing I'm just like not all for. So there's a clinic out there. They have a lot of advertising online. You know, their ads play on my videos, which is fine. You know, they're paying for that, but you know, a lot of people go with this clinic. I'm not obviously going to name drop them. I'm not about that smoke. I'm not about ruining other people's businesses, but I will say it from an unbiased angle. And it's a clinic that comes off cheaper than Elevate at the start, but realistically it's not when, you know, all the cloak and dagger, like the hidden doctor's fees and everything that Elevate doesn't have. Yeah, Elevate is a more expensive upfront cost, but you're not getting nickeled and dimed and the refills and stuff, nothing like that. But that's not even what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about, and I'm gonna jump right to it, is these AI testosterone blends. So if you guys have followed this channel for a while, I've gone into many times how AIs, in my opinion, are the poison in TRT, enhanced bodybuilding, PEDs in general, right? AIs are super bad for your good cholesterol, and you really want to avoid them at all costs. I went into, you know, in multiple of my gyno videos why I decided to get gyno, why I decided to stop taking AIs, because I wanted to mitigate the long-term heart damage over time of constantly utilizing AIs to nuke down my estrogen, to nuke down the gyno. Yeah, visually that would be better, but it was inhibiting gains. It was ruining my libido because I have better libido on higher estrogen, honestly. And it was causing long-term heart damage that I'm trying to obviously mitigate. Harm mitigation, harm reduction, that's what I'm about. So, you know, with Elevate, I think with the current telemedicine HRT laws, it is required to prescribe an AI alongside your package, but it's separate, right? It's separate. You can dose it separately, or you can phase it out if you feel like you don't need it, right? If you're at a low body fat, you're not aromatizing a bunch of estrogen, or you're not prone to estrogen symptoms, then by all means, you want your estrogen, your E2 level to be on your blood work around 60, possibly even a little higher, right? Now, what this clinic is doing is they're saving shit tons of money by putting the testosterone in the AI in the same blend, meaning you do one shot that has Arimidex and testosterone in it. Now, that is, in my opinion, stupid, right? Why would you want to, you know, just blanket dosage in AI versus case-by-case basis based on how much estrogen they're doing? Why would you want to just slap it all in one bottle, meaning that you could be damaging yourself over time by using way too much AI, way more AI than you need, and you never have any real regulation over your estrogen if you're relying on this blend to use as your HRT, right? So this company's been doing this for a while. I always get asked like, hey, this company's cheaper, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, is it normal to have the testosterone and the AI, you know, mixed in the same oil and vial? No. The answer is no. And like, I don't understand, as like the doctor or the physician assistants of that company overseeing their clients, why they wouldn't want to individually control their estrogen by having that as a separate compound. This goes into SARM blends as well. I'm not a fan of SARM blends either, right? People send me all the time on my Instagram at Russo Lifts, and I somehow recovered the main Instagram, so be sure to go follow the main and the backup. But I get these questions all the time of like, hey Russo, what about the Megalodon stack, which is like 5 different SARMs at different dosages, all blanketed into one product. Like, you don't know what side effect is you don't know what compound is causing what side effect. You don't know what dosages you tolerate of each compound unless you've individually experimented with them all. And even with me, who has experimented with them all individually, like when you start stacking them, things behave differently. You might want to take a compound out. If you have LGD and RAD140 stacked, the RAD140 might be giving you horrendous blood pressure. Well, guess what? If you have that in a blend, you can't stop. It's the same thing with this AI blend and testosterone, right? If you have an AI blended with testosterone and you're super low body fat, you're in great shape, you don't have high E2 symptoms, you don't have really high estrogen in general, and you don't aromatize a lot of estrogen because you're not fat, if you're using a testosterone blend with an AI, you could be having artificial low estrogen the entire time, thus resulting in worse HDL over time, higher LDL over time. And that's just not a good practice for controlling estrogen. You want to use AIs as sparingly as possible. You never want to be just overdoing them unless you're in a contest prep scenario where you're going to blast letrozole and crash your estrogen for a little bit just to look good, right? With HRT hormone replacement, you really want to stay away from the AI as much as possible. So just keep on the lookout for that. I would recommend any other clinic that just gives you your test in a separate AI that you can dose individually and you can phase it out or phase it up if you're actually having high E2 symptoms. But yeah, putting it in a blend, sure, the company's going to save a shit ton of money, but you're hurting all the patients, in my opinion, and I think that's stupid. I think that's ridiculous that a doctor can just, blanket dosage AI on top. Like, it's case by case, trust me. I've done my blood work for years, and it's very much case by case on how AI impacts biomarkers. And for them to just sell this blend, oh, here's a test an AI blend, it's cheaper, that's not right. You need to individually dose an AI, and you need to be on the cautious side with an AI, right? That's the real poison. So hopefully you learned that you should not take AIs lightly, and you shouldn't be doing blends where you can't individually control dosages or phase things out. You never know what is actually causing what side effect, or if removing a compound out of your stack would have fixed a bunch of the side effects you were having. Can't do that when you have this blended SARM with like 6 different SARMs in it at these crazy dosages. You have no idea what's going on. So I'm not for that, and I'm definitely not for having a blend with an AI and testosterone. That literally makes no sense to me. And for this company, I really hope you go back to just prescribing a normal AI on the side. If your patients want to use it, they can use it. They can go off the individual blood work on how they should moderate their dosage with the AI to keep the E2 in check, versus just injecting their test, not even thinking that they're injecting an AI the whole time, could possibly be causing way more damage and making TRT, HRT even more of a risk than it already is. Hope everyone is well, and I will see you guys in my next video.